Good afternoon, you're watching Bobcat Update. I'm Sydney Tyndall. Today we have reports on the Black Lives Matter movement at Texas State and on intense voter interest in the presidential election now less than a month away. Thanks for joining us. Voter registration has ended and Texas State students are making plans to vote with hopes their peers will do the same. Bobcat Update's Jaden Edison has more.
In a year filled with a global pandemic, protest, and build-up for the November election, some Texas State students are eager to get out and make their voices heard.
I plan to go vote at I think it's Performing Arts Center or Student Arts Center. And then I plan to do early voting because the whole COVID thing, I want to be around a crowded environment.
Voter registration ended October 5th and early voting is slated to run October 13th through October 30th. Texas State senior Jordan McKay says he is willing to get out and vote, even if it means putting aside other important responsibilities.
I'm going to find my closest place on October 13th and I'm going to early vote as soon as possible. Might skip class, we'll just see.
There are college students who are voting in their very first general election. Some, like Texas State sophomore Miriam Listiak from San Antonio, plan to travel back home to get it done.
I am a young voter, so I'm going to go home and do that just because it's way easier to have someone there and then you're just going in and doing your thing.
Listiak says it is good that young people are stepping out and speaking up about what they feel is right, but she says it won't mean anything unless they are active at the polls.
I know this election is very polarized, so do your research, research your senators, your congressmen, all that, and because that really does matter in the long run.
Texas State student Keegan Lorenz Ochoa says years ago he did not see the purpose in voting. However, with growth and becoming more educated, his views have changed and now he's determined to vote and vote early at the Performing Arts Center. Lorenz Ochoa says he wants to avoid the long lines that many expect to see on Election Day, November 3rd.
There's so many opinions that we have as young people that we have to get out there and have our voices heard in the government.
Some Texas State students have lived in this country for years and not gained citizenship, which means they won't be able to cast their ballot. Texas State freshman Valeria Hernandez Cardona is an immigrant student from Mexico. She says she hopes other students get out and vote.
My future, people like more immigrants' future is being affected and they can't even make a choice on it.
It was certainly interesting to get out and talk to Texas State students about their plans for this highly anticipated election season. I mean, as you heard, you have students who plan to early vote here at the Texas State Performing Arts Center. You have others who plan to travel back to their hometowns to cast their ballot. You have others who can't vote due to circumstances out of their control, but really stress the importance of student voter turnout. This entire situation at Texas State will be something to monitor as we get going with this election season here, October 13th through October 30th for early vote and November 3rd on Election Day. Back to you.
Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, there's a severe shortage of poll workers to help facilitate the 2020 election. The state of Texas is severely impacted by this shortage of workers. Typically, Texas poll workers tend to be seniors who happen to be the most vulnerable demographic to the coronavirus, and many have decided to stay home. Keeping voter locations well-staffed is integral to prevent long delays and voting congestion. Mail-in ballots are an alternative, but that choice is somewhat limited by Texas law. That means in-person voting is how most votes will be cast. If you are interested in becoming a poll worker, visit the website eac.gov to apply. In other news, the Black Lives Matter movement continues to advocate for racial justice and to condemn police brutality. The movement has a big following in San Marcos and Texas State University. The Black Lives Matter movement began in 2013 as a response to police brutality and racially motivated violence against Black people. In 2020, the movement is still advocating for racial justice. Students on Texas State campus are passionate about what the movement personally means to them.
A lot of people see it as we're just angry with everyone, but that's not the case. We're just hurt. Nobody knows what it feels like to be outside and just wonder if you're gonna make it home.
In recent months, the number of protests has risen as a reaction to police brutality.
Seeing that all this is happening within just 1 year, and 2020 has not been a good year for any of us so far, especially the Black community, that's like want to just go out and just scream and cry, say, why is this happening? What did we do wrong for all this to happen? Or why is nobody even listening to us?
The impact of the deaths of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, homicides at the hands of police this year, hit home for many.
Those are people that could very much well be my family. Like, growing up, I was taught, if I ever need somebody, call the police. But now it's like I don't even feel comfortable doing that.
Organizers of last Thursday's event used the opportunity to help potential voters register to vote. The deadline for registering in Texas was this past Monday. The San Marcos Public Library has reopened, but on a limited basis. New library hours are from 12 to 3 for those who want to come in and browse, and from 4 to 6 for curbside delivery of books. Additional computer use is now available outside of the library, and all users are required to wear masks and maintain 6 feet of distance. Drop boxes are located outside the library to minimize contact. Many students may at some point have to be tested for COVID-19. Bobcat Update's Tiger Shi tells us how the tests are conducted.
Coronavirus cases at Texas State are on the rise. The university is trying to slow the spread, and that battle includes testing to find out who has been exposed. Testing for the virus is flexible on campus.
We test the oral swab method. They also have the nasal method, which we do not do, but we've gotten the results that we have the 89.7% accuracy.
The testing capability is essential in combating the virus.
One of my coworkers, and I think eventually another coworker, tested positive for coronavirus, and they actually did get it. So my employer told us that we need to all get tested to see, and I went to get tested.
Health officials say preventive measures should always be followed. Wash your hands, practice social distancing, and wear a mask. For Bobcat Update, I'm Tiger Shi.
The San Marcos Police Department is getting ready for its annual Blue Santa program, which during the Christmas season provides gifts to the less fortunate. It's the largest holiday toy giveaway in San Marcos each year. However, because of the coronavirus, the program is only accepting financial contributions this year. All the money raised through December 9th will be used to purchase toys rather than have them donated. If you'd like more information, visit the San Marcos Police Department's website. During a time when work has been limited and businesses have closed, some photographers in Central Texas have adjusted and prevailed. Bobcat Update's Michaela Chevalier has the story.
Due to the coronavirus outbreak, photographers have broadened their methods for shooting clients.
Hi everybody, my name is James Derone, founder and CEO of Derone Photography. COVID-19 initially caused a lot of my outside sessions to be postponed, but with the reopening of businesses, I found myself shooting in studio spaces more. I think it's a lot more controlled than shooting outside, in the sense that we're trusting businesses are doing their part to keep areas clean.
New rules and regulations are constantly enforced to ensure the safety of each client.
I'm Afolabi Ewuo. I'm a professional photographer based in Austin, Texas. Normally before, the pandemic started, I didn't really have any guidelines to my shoots and whatnot. But since it started, I just make sure that I always, I'm always wearing a mask. I also bring hand sanitizer with me just because I have my clients touch a lot of different things. And also I allow them to bring one extra person, but that person also has to keep a mask on the entire time. And then obviously just practicing social distancing and whatnot.
The hard work of the photographers will continue on as they safely capture special moments during quarantine. For Bobcat Update, I'm Michaela Chevalier.
When we come back, Bobcat Update will tell you about the return of monarch butterflies to the region, and we'll head over to Wimberley where market days can still attract a crowd. Stay with us.
To some, it may simply mean food in a plastic tin, but to others, it could mean a blessing. This is Meals on Wheels.
Well, it is a blessing, first of all, and I do appreciate all that they've done, the ones that prepare the meals, and my mobility is very difficult. So there's times that really just not even safe for me to be at the stove.
Meals on Wheels strives to provide any person over the age of 60 who is on Medicaid a daily hot meal right to their doorstep. Volunteers make up most of the organization and help the idea of providing daily meals for the community a reality.
Well, I'm the site manager this is our Allenwood site. We gather meals and put together meals for our homebound clients. We put out about 80 meals a day, and we have somewhere between 60 to 75 hot meals that we send out to our homebound clients. And we have somewhere around 15 clients that come in and eat lunch with us, and we serve them a hot lunch here.
If you want to be able to provide an incredible service and be the helping hand for those who need it most, call 800-333-6325 or visit mealsonwheelscentraltexas.org.
San Marcos officials are planning for Veterans Day, which is celebrated next month across the nation. The Veterans Affairs Advisory Committee is encouraging city residents to decorate their homes, write letters to veterans, and donate to the Hays County Food Bank. An organization called Wreaths Across America is participating as well. Donations to the group will be used to place holiday wreaths on veterans' gravesites in December. Tattoos are sometimes frowned upon in the workplace, but as Bobcat Update's Chris Huckabee tells us, acceptance seems to be growing as more and more people choose to adorn their bodies with them.
Tattoos are relatively common among students, but less so in the workplace where some employers see them as unprofessional. That's an attitude that might be changing.
So in regards to any type of tattoos, as long as it's not, I would assume, in bad taste, I don't think there is an issue with tattoos.
Although opinions are changing, there are still businesses where visible tattoos are not allowed.
Folks that are coming into the restaurant and tattoos kind of maybe signify a little bit different type of culture.
Attitudes may reflect a generational divide.
Especially as the workforce my age and a little bit older start to move out, and then the younger crowd starts to kind of move in and take over those positions and things like that, I think it'll definitely be more acceptable.
The workplace is changing in the 2020s, and so might the negative stigma associated with tattoos. For Bobcat Update, I'm Chris Huckabee.
A recent consumer spending survey shows that online shopping has increased 28% since the pandemic began. With businesses and retail stores having to shut down or maintain a limited capacity, more people are staying home and ordering from the comfort of their home, and their options seem to be unlimited. Businesses have had to adapt to the changes caused by the pandemic, and now more than ever, an online presence is essential. The World Health Organization is recommending video games as an effective way to stop the spread of COVID-19. Bobcat Update's Laura Villarreal makes the connection for us.
When the pandemic first hit, some people purchased video games to prepare for their quarantine. According to the market research firm NPD Group, there has been a more than 20% increase in video game and console sales. Although sales slowed in the summer months, there was still a significant increase compared to the sales from the past years. Avalon Reese, an assistant store leader at GameStop, says business has never been better.
So when the pandemic first started, people were coming in and looking for Switches because Animal Crossing had just come out. Since then, there's been a nationwide shortage of Switches. Consoles really in general, I can't keep in the store anymore because everyone has to stay home. People are constantly coming in and buying a new game or swapping a new game or looking for a system to get. They usually get a couple games with it to keep them busy for a few months.
Many people who play video games regularly say gaming has helped them cope with being stuck inside. Edgar Morales says he stays connected with his friends through gaming.
Honestly, video games have kept me really distracted at times when I feel like everything's going on around the world. It's a nice way to socialize. I've met a lot of friend groups recently because of video games, and I feel like it bridges that gap that I don't have of going outside with the world. You know, I can just log in with my friends and talk over voice chat, and it's just really fun.
Studies show that gaming can improve people's emotional and social well-being. Playing games can also help build stronger relationships. For Bobcat Update, I'm Laura Villarreal.
San Marcos Parks and Recreation is holding its Monarch Festival and Native Plant Sale next week. A variety of native plants will be available at the Discovery Center at 430 Riverside Drive. The Discovery Center staff will be on hand to provide recommendations. The event will be on October 12th from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. We end today's report with a side trip to Wimberley, where a hill country tradition has resumed. This past weekend, shoppers were again welcomed at Wimberley Market Days. Bobcat Update's Grace Aaron Cooksey has the story.
Market Days has been hosted in Wimberley since its modest beginning in 1964. The Lions Club event has grown into the second largest outdoor market in Texas. Shoppers can browse a wide selection of products, including clothing, handmade crafts, antiques, furniture, food, and more, at the nearly 500 booths that are set up. After being closed last month due to the coronavirus, market organizers regrouped to implement extra precautions to keep both shoppers and sellers safe. Vendors are relieved the selling platform is again available, and they are willing to abide by the tighter restrictions.
A lot of vendors out here, they depend on this for their income. I do it more for fun. Yes, it helps bring in a little extra, But there are a lot of people over here that's really been hurting since it hasn't been running. You know, it's actually part of their income.
In addition to providing economic opportunities for vendors, the Market Days weekend also gives guests a chance to experience activities that have been denied from them for several months.
I think that it's important for people to get back to a sense of normalcy. I think a lot of people are feeling disconnected and unhappy, and this is one way, being an open air environment, that we could safely have people interact with one another and hopefully just boost the morale.
Going forward, organizers hope to bring back live entertainment to the event. The next Wimberley Market Days will be held the first weekend of November and December, depending on how COVID-19 is affecting the region then. For Bobcat Update, I'm Grace Erin Cooksey.
That's all the news we have for you today. Soon we'll return with another edition of Bobcat Update with stories from Texas State University and the Hill Country. I'm Sydney Tyndall. Thank you for watching.